go on to item 4A. Melissa?
One moment. Sorry, Mayor, just one moment. My computer froze.
Okay, I can read it.
Yeah, thank you.
Readopt urgency ordinance establishing a temporary moratorium on evictions for non-payment of rent by small businesses, commercial tenants directly affected by COVID-19 pandemic. And Riley, I am sorry, it is the next one after this. I apologize for my error. So, City Attorney.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. There's no PowerPoint for this, so we're guaranteed that nothing will go wrong with the PowerPoint. So this item has been brought to you because we did not know before May 31st whether the governor was going to reestablish the authority of local agencies to adopt a residential and commercial eviction moratoria. And so in anticipation that the governor might or might not do that, we wanted to put this item and agendize it for the very first public meeting after May 31st, which is tonight on June 2nd. So when we wrote the staff report, we did not know, and when it was finalized, we didn't know whether the governor was going to extend that authorization or not. It turns out that the governor did extend that authorization on May 28, and that authorization for cities to either extend or readopt an urgency ordinance like this one has now been extended to July 28th. So the staff report that's in front of you outlines what the City Council has already done to protect commercial tenants from the impacts, the economic impacts of COVID-19. And as you remember from the last meeting, what it does is gives those tenants, those commercial tenants, an opportunity to allege a COVID-19 economic impact and defer payment of commercial rent for up to 6 months, an initial 3-month period, and then 3 30-day periods after that. So the ordinance that is in front of you is exactly the same as the ordinance that you already adopted that expired on May 31st, and it is before you tonight for readoption. And if you wish, you can readopt the ordinance such that it expires not as the ordinance says in the staff report, because we didn't know, but expires on July 28th instead of June. So the governor gave an additional month, and the staff recommendation, if you're willing to do that, is to extend it for that additional month. So it's consistent with the governor's authority to local agencies. There are no other changes in the ordinance, and at this point, I don't have any further comments about it. I'm happy to answer any questions. The city is not aware of any particular instances where commercial tenants may or may not have taken advantage of the ordinance, but the city wouldn't necessarily be notified of those things, since that's a private transaction between the commercial tenant and the commercial landlord. But nevertheless, we thought it was prudent to be proactive and come to you with an ordinance like this in case the governor decided to re-extend that authorization. The final point is that if the City Council does decide to readopt the ordinance, there's not going to be any gap in coverage between the expiration of the first ordinance and this one. And that's because this ordinance is applicable to all non-expired notices of eviction as of May 31st. So it covers the time May 31st when that first ordinance expired, and then if adopted tonight as recommended, would go all the way through to July 28th. So that concludes my report. I don't have any other comments, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
And again, Mark, this will take a 4/5 vote?
That's correct.
Okay, and again, the county has extended and the governor has allowed this opportunity. So do we have any questions or comments from council on this action? Linda?
Yeah. I just wanted to say that the resolution does say through June, and I want to ask the council to extend it through July, and I believe that it would then also align with the federal government. So that's the only request I'd make. Thank you.
The staff's already had recommended that.
Yeah, thank
July,
you.
So staff is asking us, July, thank you. Staff asking us to do that.
Right, so I just want to say I support that. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? This is or any action by council?
Got public comment?
Thank you.
We have no hands up for this item.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
question.
Any action or comments from council?
I will make a motion that we readopt our urgency ordinance.
And through the chair, Mr. Mayor, that would be through July 28th.
Correct. Second.
Second. Anyone? You have to unmute yourself to second.
I second.
Thank you. City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Davis? Aye. Councilmember Mason?
Aye.
Councilmember Medina?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar?
Aye.
Mayor Medina?
Aye.
Motion
Thank-
carries.
Thank you. Thank you, City Attorney. Thank you, everybody.